Alrighty folks, I've come to the conclusion that no amount of mental preparation can ever help me get into one of these casts, so without further ado, let's go head on into the game. Hello folks, it is me, it is Mr. 79 on this glorious day of March 29th. I'm so certain it's March 29th. Yeah, it is. Boo heckles to the schmeckles. 2017, and we have a pretty damn glorious TvT to help you do at least something to your day, I hope. Spawning in the bottom of 10 position of Proxima Station, representing our red Terran player, it is Adapt. And his opponent, spawning the top 10 position of Proxima Station, representing our blue Dabba Diba but Terran player, it is Ming. So, another TvT, another day. I know we've been seeing a lot of TvT on the channel recently, and I have a very good reason for it. I like TvTs. I'm a little bit partial toward them, and I'll tell you why. Because things die so quickly in TvT. You may not like how it is. It's like a chess game with a ticking time bomb in it, and sometimes a player just ends up, snipping the wrong wire, and blah, everything runs into a siege tank. Seriously, it seems as though all the TvTs I have casted so far seem to have some sort of, disaster component to them. Just, oh my god. If you've seen my recent videos on the channel, you should know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really love TvTs. It's my third favorite matchup. My first favorite is, of course, PvP. I think it's a type between PvP and TvZ. Just so good at matchups. So volatile one is, and then so cool the other is. So contemporary, so iconic. Yeah, so let's get on to the game. After full disclosure here, it's actually a pretty damn good disclosure. Why would we go ahead and wait for this game to get started? Two guesses over there, one guess over here. Probably going to be seeing an expansion any second here from our friend Adapt. Reaper expands a little bit, not as popular in TvT, just because of all the pressure, but you know what? This is a pretty good map to do it on. You got a nice, safe arena, natural arena, and this ramp really it's not the easiest to come up on, right? I mean, what are you gonna do? Seriously, what are you going to do, folks? I guess just move up it, but that's not the point. Yeah, okay, so what was I saying? Yes, I do have some new gear as this Reaper murders the absolute living hell, that is, out of this SCV. Is it gonna stay in the home? No, it is gonna go ahead and move on across the map. So, new gear, I got a new keyboard. My old one was a pretty good one. It was a CM Storm Devastator Cooler Master combo thing that came with the PC Bob, and you know what? I did really like it. It was a very good keyboard, but folks, the time has come for me to move on, so I really saved up for a little bit. My pennies here and there. These two are gonna kill each other. Oh! Okay, yeah. Yeah, they're just gonna go ahead and bounce off each other. 20 left there, 28 left there. So I got a keyboard. I got the Razer Black Widow Chroma, and it is an absolutely gorgeous keyboard. Seriously, if you could aspire to be like any inanimate object, try to aim for your keyboard if I'm off the list for some reason. I am trying to get used to it. The thing is, I've never really given it much consideration. Like, I knew getting a new keyboard would be a little bit of a tough endeavor, like, to get used to, but I never thought it'd be this hard. I mean, honestly, it's so difficult to, get used to it. I press caps lock like 99% of the time. I'm just like, ah, shit. Can't move. Help. Help. Protoss. SOS. Oh, yeah. But it's getting there. It's getting there slowly and steadily. I did get a new mouse, too. It's the Razer Abyssus. These are both used items just to, keep it on the down low, keep it nice and frugalissimo. Beautiful things, but I'm gonna have to get used to them. So, an already not so great cast is gonna have his tools impacted just a little bit. So, God save you folks who decided to stick it on through. Alright, let's get on into the game and actually cast it, because that is what you glorious folks did come over to the channel to see. Looks like one Reaper gonna get face murdered, the other Reaper probably gonna get face murdered as well, leaving one Cyclone to go ahead and die against everything else. And that, folks, is why you take the high ground in TvT. And this is also... Oh, just barely gets it in time. Good engagement there from our friend Adapt. Like I said, explosion. Like I said, Proxima Station, one of the better places to go ahead and do macro timed builds. Now go all of a sudden see our friend Adapt up 27 to 27 workers. Wait a minute. That's not it. Okay, he's up 2 bases to 1. There it is. He's up 2 bases to 1. I was used to there being a worker discrepancy about some sort. Yeah. Looks like as far as production is going, we have one... Oh, supply drop. Someone's macro sucks. No, I'm just joking. If Protoss could have pylon drops, that would be amazing. OP, but amazing. 2 barracks, a starport, and a factory for our friend Ming. Meanwhile, 1 starport and 3 barracks and a factory and an engineering bay for our friend Adept. So he's going to go ahead and use that nice economic advantage to go ahead and get his production going a little bit sooner. Already at 3 cyclones. Jesus, Weezus. And the Raven too. Not too unusual. We have been seeing a transition. Yeah, okay, to about that Raven harass. There we go. Some of it happening already. 3 workers killed with that Raven. Good job, Maneuverers. You know what? You got a special zoom in. There you go. Don't you feel special about yourself? Now go. Let me never see you in the cast again. The thing about Ravens is that, you know, they just replaced Banshees in this opener. Which you would think, okay, nobody goes Banshees everywhere, but then someone just throws in that Banshee once in a while just to screw with you, and TvT is in a funny spot, folks. It's in a funny spot. These 3 Cyclones, these Ravens coming on out. Actually, just gonna get taken out by Cyclone. Good position there by friend Ming. Does manage to steer it away at the very last second. Flame tail trail between its legs. Meanwhile, a couple of Marines gonna go ahead and retreat it. Fun fact, 1 Marine beats 1,000 Ravens. Yeah, it's a really fun fact, and it's a really good thing to know. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of micro. Ravens can do some pretty magical things versus Marines. However, it looks like this one's gonna go ahead and just run away for now. I never really noticed, it's kind of hard to see the shape of a Raven, right? So if I click follow on it, look, it kind of has this bulbousy thing at the center of it. Look at that. Look, I never really noticed that. I just kind of thought of it as these 2 wings on the outside edge. You guys get what I'm saying? It's just a little weird when I look at it. Anyways, let's try not to think about it too much, otherwise we will go crazy. It looks like that Raven actually becoming a little bit more of a bother. Did he get taken out? Ooh, I think he lost it during that harassment. No, Raven did manage to get away. Then where the hell is it? Oh no, just because I said I didn't want to see you doesn't mean I don't want you to go away. That's exactly what I meant. Looks like Thirsty Sea is finishing on up for our friend Adept. He hasn't moved out at all. You know what? You know what that's done? I'll tell you what it's done. It has allowed our friend Ming to go ahead and get away with a very quick 3rd base on location. However, Adept already beat him to it and has a 3rd base almost done in his main base. So, you know what? Coulda, shoulda, woulda, I suppose, Ming. You need to macro up just a little bit earlier. I don't think he could have done so comfortably, considering though, if he had done that, considering the advantage Adept was already in, he would have just gotten absolutely raffled, steamroll stomped. It's a combination of 3 terrible things to happen to a person all at once, and trust me folks, it is horrible when that occurs to you. Looks like these barracks still waiting to get their add-ons, and you know what's curious? All these factories and yet not one single siege tank. Oh, I lied! Oh, when did this happen? I'll go, Control, Shift, F. Alright, let's talk about Doom Drops in TvT, aka the most beautiful part of any matchup I've ever witnessed. Literally, you could have the worst opener in the universe, and 1 single Doom Drop is all it takes. Was all it takes to get you back into the game. Every matchup has those cool comeback mechanics, and it looks like the Ming is trying to exploit TvTs. It looks like the medevacs are unloading, and no response yet for our friend Adept. Yeah, not even a siege position. He's completely cut out of position, and our friend Ming finds himself in a pretty damn, I don't want to overuse the term glorious, but shall I say, well-acquainted position in the main base. He's gonna take out the Corporal Command. That would be humongous. Oh, it's gonna go down barely by the skin of my gonna go ahead and give it PG-13 here. By the skin of my teeth, just barely. Adept assisting in his own downfall, and Ming already, if he loses everything else, he has already done a huge amount of damage. Honestly, if I were him, I would just pick on up and get the hell out of dodge, because he's done so much damage. You see how there's not 3 orbital commands? There used to be 3. There we go. So he is gonna go ahead and actually try to get into a better siege position. Ming, I think you've already exploded your advantage well enough. Leave it alone. Anyways, it looks like he has no intention to do that at all. Let's see. Vikings, now we're out those. You had to have the Diva announcer back, didn't you? It's okay. I like it anyways. It's cutesy. Anyways, it looks like with the advent of these Vikings, it looks like Ming should be cleaned up in the main base. 1 medevac still left. He can super siege tank if he so pleases, but these Vikings are just gonna zone the hell out of that till the cows come home thrice over. I live in Reno, Nevada. I have no idea where my mannerisms come from. Don't ask me. Or ask me, it'll actually make me feel better. But don't question it, alright? Let's go ahead and take a look at the upgrades as this drop does get cleaned up in the main base location for our friend Ming. Let's go ahead and follow that lonely medevac home. This sultry ass medevac hauling ass back to her base. Upgrades are Stim +1, and combat shields has finished for Ming, but not for Adept. Adept finding himself in a pretty damn big deficit. If you take a look at the active forces, army value is almost dead even. Supply is being looked at, and it looks like though Adept, they're fairly even in supply. Adept just needs to spend his bank a little bit, and with the addition of all these new production buildings, it looks like he would be able to even this out within the next 30 seconds or so. And meanwhile, this production line's looking pretty damn vigorous for our friend Ming. Very, very good comeback so far for our friend Ming. I am liking the potential here. I'm liking the potential. I'm in physics class right now, so when I say potential, I mean potential energy, and there's a lot of potential energy in this push, which can be then transferred into kinetic energy. How you may ask? Well, by just moving into their main base. Potential energy to kinetic energy. See, folks, physics can help you kick ass at Starcraft, and it also doesn't hurt to be named Flash. This medevac doesn't care about life, and thus she is very, very, very low in health. Oh, beautiful position for my friend Ming. Looks like he's just gonna go for it. I don't think that's the right decision. Oh, okay. Here's the dealio. Here's the dealio. Let's talk about TvT. Let's just take a couple of seconds. Oh, man. All right. Terrans are notoriously hard to kill. Can we all agree on that? No matter the matchup, Terrans are hard to kill. Zergs, you agree with me. Protoss, my brothers, you see what's going on here. So when you take the toughest race to kill and you try to kill it using that race, boy, let me tell you, horrible things can happen to your army. I mean, look at this. Even though Ming had a pretty big advantage, he went ahead and blew that engagement like his name was Sarah Jessica. I didn't want to take a shot at Sarah Jessica Parker because it didn't seem fair to her as a celebrity. I hardly even know the female. But you know what I'm talking about, folks. It is very, very, very difficult to kill your opponent in TvT. Siege tank positioning is king in TvT. And you know what? See this hyper-entrenched position? It is just that hyper-entrenched. You can't push through here without suffering severe casualties. Even if you had doubled the army, I still think it would be a precarious position. Now, if tank evacs were still in the game, granted, that would be a different story. But thankfully they did remove those, so TvT is not as, how should one say this slightly, god-awfully cancerous anymore. Looks like a lot of barracks, a lot of reactors are going to go ahead and pump out a lot of Marines all at one time. Huddling with their combat shields over to the front line, ready to die for absolutely no reason. I am right up there with you, Adept. Lots of personal problems. Anyways, no, I'm just joking, folks. Oh boy. Fourth command center being built on location for our friend Adapt. Meanwhile, Ming seeks to do the same, except he's gonna go ahead and one him up, getting a fifth command center as well. Let's go ahead and make everything look prettier, because why the hell can't I remember to do this at the beginning of a cast? 160 supply to 148. And looks like though Ming actually, even though he sniped out that early orbital command, it looks like he hasn't been able to capitalize on that lead as well as we would have thought. See, Starcraft is the one system where if you don't capitalize, bad things happen. So that's just I'm a communist. Jesus Christ. I need to think what comes out of my mouth before I say what comes out of my mouth, and I think I will be a lot more successful in talking. Meanwhile, lots of SCB is going to go ahead and transfer over to this gold base, ready to mine those, you guessed it, gold minerals. I wonder if SCVs like go through like a hazing thing. Here's the first thing that comes to mind when I see gold minerals. Like, it's like snow, right? Like Marines, like SCVs haze each other by saying, oh, you know what, we're gonna send the new guy to go ahead and mine these golden minerals. And they say that so that the new guy overhears. Let's go ahead and call this guy the new guy. We'll call him Ming. Ming the new guy. Let's say Ming overhears this, but he's meant to, right? And it's like, oh no, I have to mine the golden minerals. So then all the other SCVs are like, you know, pretending to mine it, but they're actually mining it. But Ming thinks they're pretending to mine it. And he's like, oh no, I have to mine the golden minerals, just like, you know, eating yellow snow, right? No one wants to mine the golden minerals. And then they freak him all out by throwing golden minerals on him. And they all have a good laugh, because it's just golden minerals. It's not like yellow snow. Oh, and then he gets pissed on at the company showers. But hold that thought! Looks like Adam is going to go ahead and try to move on forward. And again, you know what? Oh my gosh, the siege tanks ain't taking on that, or at least a huge percentage of them, and it looks like there's just maybe a little bit too much fire. The siege tanks are getting focused on down. Is there enough on the ground? The Vikings are winning in the air, and actually Ming is suffering huge casualties, but a big concave reinforcement is going to go ahead and rebuff Adept back to Dodge City. What was I talking about? Something about a golden shower, I don't know. Looks like though this siege tank is going to go ahead and clean up shop, but the Vikings reign supreme. I think Adept very well may win this, folks, if it weren't for this planetary fortress, which is ready to absolutely slather on the death and destruction onto this army from Adept, and let's take a look. Should we look at the resources lost tab? I think we shouldn't. Okay, so it's actually not that bad. I guess it's basic mathematics. One horrible engagement plus another horrible engagement equals approximately equal game. Oh goodness, 7 more barracks on the way for our friend Ming. How many barracks does that put him at? That puts him at 13 barracks. Couple of things you don't need. You only really need 9 barracks if I recall correctly. I'm not even in therapy. I think I just heard that somewhere. 9 barracks, 1 with a tech lab and the rest with reactors or something like that. And that's all you should ever need in a... Oh! I don't want to talk. Okay. Because I'm being very narrowly dodged a bullet there. Okay, so here's the thing, folks. Adept can very much is in a good position here, and I'll tell you why he's in a good position. Not because he's just mining these rich mineral fields. They're not called golden mineral fields. Oh my god. Okay. Don't freak out. Alright. Here's what quasi late game TvT looks like. Venn diagrams all over the map, a lot of Vikings, and a planetary fortress for every single base, and a foot in every ass. It looks as though Ming is trying to go ahead and pay back the favor. You heard my phone ding. I have 2 friend requests on Facebook. Don't worry, I just created that account so I can log into Bubble Mash on the iOS store. Damn you, Bubble Mash. You were incredibly addictive and then incredibly disappointing. Looks as though our friend Adept... Here's the thing. Before I went off on that ridiculous tangent, these Vikings are here, and they are uncontested in the air. And that's really bad if you're Ming. I mean, air units in TvT are really important. These are your... If we're gonna compare this to PvP, which I guess is pretty damn obscure, shit. These are like... Yeah, let's compare it to PvP. These are like your Immortals and your Pink Stalker Adept composition, you know? I mean, Pink Stalker Disruptor composition. You know, you have your main army, which is, you know, your Marines and your tank, but then you have these guys, which when all is said and done, they can help you get into a better position, and they can just be the deciding factor in a match. Losing them is also a deciding factor in a match. It doesn't say they actually have to do anything. They can really help decide a match after it's already been done, or even as it's going on, or even... Oh my god. Okay, so they actually help you... They give you vision, is what I'm trying to say. It's a long-winded version of me saying they give you vision. How that relates to Immortals, I was trying to make an analogy. The units don't function in a way, but they share a similar roles in which you kind of need them, but not many people get them, and it's not the end of the world if you don't. Bitbase on the way for a friend. Adapt. Ming. I am a little bit concerned about Ming. He has all these barracks, which can actually be cut in half if you just put add-ons on most of them. Let's take a look at the siege tank. This is a siege tank count. Looks like we have 7 bad boys to the 5 that are ready to roll out. That are already go ahead and set up right here. All the siege tanks for friend Ming right there. Lots of Marines. God, that's a lot of Marines. That's an unholy amount of Marines. God, I feel like I need the Pope should cast this with me. Oh my god. Hashtag subscriber codes. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead. Ooh, cutesy little move here. Sacrifices a couple of Marines in order to try and pick off a tank. Is it gonna get it? No! The focus fired up good enough. This is a medevac full of Zilcherino. Oh, that was so cute. I love what you did there. If at first you don't succeed, try something even more clutch. If that doesn't succeed, see step 1. Not succeed. That's not Civil War. Upgrades! 3-3 to the 3-2. Ming actually lacking a crucial armor upgrade, but he does have +2 vehicle weapons, which is actually more than making up for that deficit. And here's my question. Where's all the Oh! Folks, if this works, this will be the most incredible flank I'll ever have seen set up in Starcraft 2 in a TvT. Well, fourth best. We'll call it fourth best. Look at that. That's like, what, 180-degree arc versus a highly set up, maxed out, not caught out of position at all, Terran siege tank army. Can Ming do it? Oh my gosh, he's either gonna lose spectacularly or win spectacularly. Either way, folks, it is gonna be a spectacle to behold. Looks like, oh, he does end up getting scanned. God damn. I'm trying to be serious, Steve. God damn it. It looks like the flank is being set on up. Adept is in a pretty precarious position. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a triple P on the pretty precarious scale. Looks like the siege tanks are gonna go ahead and keep some of the units at bay. This planetary fortress is under a lot of molestation. But can these units... Oh, the flank is gonna be so sick. It is gonna be so sick. I am getting preemptive nerve palpitations in my left ventricles, folk. Oh, I said folk as in singular. I'm not that small of it. No, okay, I am. Never mind. I abstain. Oh my gosh, it looks as though our friend Ming. Ooh, Adam actually tried to go for a drop. But you know things about Venn diagrams, they give data and data kills. Looks as though these Pyro is a little bit stunned. Where the medevac's gonna go ahead and not be able to go ahead and heal their units. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Folks, we all know what we're just waiting for, right? Oh, he's gonna go. Oh, he's gonna go for it. The Pyro's gonna go ahead and trickle on in. The siege is pretty good, but the siege tanks on the high ground doing their part. Let's go ahead and see what the bottom flank is doing, and it looks like they are pushing on through. Is this gonna be enough? How come the interface is bugging out? Oh shit, folks, it's a whole hell of a shitstorm, but it looks like our friend Ming has pushing them on back. 62 to 62 total workers, but 64 to 40 total army supply. This is our friend Ming is not out of it just yet. He's trying to push on forward. The Vikings strong in the air of the protection tab. Refusing to show up. Ah. Oh, okay. Why doesn't anything... Okay, I'm selected on the Viking for some reason. Alright, let's try to... Oh! The protection tab is down here! What the hell? Ah! Okay, I guess we just have to like deal with it being down here, folks. Oh my gosh. Why are you down there? Come back up top. Okay, anyways, let's talk about how sick that was. Oh my goodness. That was such a cool concave. Whether or not it actually worked for him, I'm not certain. The resources lost is still super close. I mean, I guess it's the best way to break that siege position. As you can tell, not all the units engaged there at once. So a little bit of a tiny blunder from my friend Ming. Could have turned that just a little bit better. The protection is in the bottom right. Don't kill me. Looks as though Ming is gonna go ahead and try to see if he can make some sort of miracles happen. 176 supply to 157. Let's take a look at the income graph, which is still in the bottom right. Son of a schnitzel. Looks as though Adept is barely in the lead. He's mining a little bit more minerals, but Ming has got the gas, and that is honestly all that matters in any matchup whatsoever, especially if it's the Mexican restaurant matchup. Did I just enforce a stereotype? I am ashamed of myself. I have no shame. What am I talking about? Looks like the Adept. Actually, what is he going? Where is he going? Watch out, watch out. Oh, okay. Gonna go ahead and launch a tiny assault marines over on that bottom right-hand base location. God, I wish this production tab were back in the top left. Army now on the way. Press 1 vehicle weapons. Press 1 ship weapons, actually. Being resourced for our friend Ming. Maybe wants to do a sky tier in transition. But it looks as though our friend Adept, what is he doing? He's going to go ahead and engage right on in. But a lot of marine support for these siege tanks. I don't think that was a good idea. Whoa, and the flank is going to go ahead and camp out on the production. Adept can't run. There's nowhere to run. But there's a lot of places to hide. Quick, everyone in the medevacs. As Ming go ahead and stems on into the Rivers location, and I think Adept has been outmaneuvered in this TvT. The positioning just too strong. Looks as though Adept is doing what he can, to the best of his abilities. But the Marauders are gonna go ahead and not stand strong for a very long time. Gonna go ahead and get taken out. But now, look at the supply! 181 to 139, folks. I gotta tell you, this is pretty damn disheartening. Looks as though all these siege tanks are gonna get taken down. The army is not big enough. It's trying to do what it can. 71 army supply to 97, and it is not going up, folks. And I think we may be seeing a GG out here any moment from our friend Adept. And Adept was defeated with the Rage Quit, and Ming tiene el victorioísimo. Ay caramba y Dios en la escuela. Oh my god, did you guys see? That was a nice TvT. The person who sent this in said, I didn't think it was that great of a TvT. If you have better ones to cast, you can go ahead and not cast this one. Which all of a sudden made me think, maybe I don't want to cast this one. But then I got desperate and I had no replays and I picked this one up. And I was like, whoa! It totally shocked me, folks. It threw me for a loop. Just the concaves, the sick back and forth, the early advantage, and then the early advantage thrown, and then the concave, and then the concave pushes back, and then the flank, and then the bad stem. And then the Marauders dancing in the main base. Folks, Starcraft is a cruel mistress. But hell, it's the only mistress that I would ever trust myself around. Looks like our friend Adept just needed to capitalize a little bit more on his positioning. Needed to make sure that he didn't lose. I mean, look, he had a pretty strong macro advantage. Just one bad engagement was all it took, and Ming was able to take the steam, take the roller, and absolutely bulldoze our friend Adept. Just have steamrolled. But hey, folks, shoulda, coulda, woulda is the story of Starcraft. And everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please let me know by leaving a like on it. Seriously, folks, it helps me out more than you may think. Go ahead and subscribe for more daily-ish Starcraft content. You can go ahead and leave anything down in the comments below, and I'll more likely than not get back to you on that, because beggars can't be choosers. And remember, folks, I am desperate on replays, so if you have any replays at all, especially a PvP that you think is at least okay-ish to cast, hit me up at Mr79@outlook.com. And remember, folks, the internet could always use more heroes.